Welcome to the deep dive.
Good to be here.
So today, we're taking a closer look at Northwest Arkansas, NWA.
Right. And we're drawing from the Discover Northwest Arkansas podcast website. They have quite a bit of info there.
Yeah, they do. The podcast seems to really explore what makes that region, well, tick. Business, culture, lifestyle, the whole package.
Exactly. So our mission really is to kind of unpack why. Based on what their podcasts talk about, why are people actually moving there?
What's the draw? They call it a unique blend, which sounds nice, but let's dig in. Where should we start? Maybe the economy.
Yeah, let's do that. Episode 1, according to their site, touches on economic opportunities and, importantly, affordable living.
Okay, affordable living. That always catches people's attention.
Uh-huh. And it seems the podcast suggests it's not just about having a job, but, having a good quality of life that doesn't cost the earth.
Right. That balance.
Yeah. And they apparently feature local entrepreneurs, which probably gives a real boots on the ground feel for what's possible there.
Makes sense. Okay, so the economy is one piece, but they also seem to highlight the outdoors quite a bit.
Oh, definitely. Episode 2 calls NWA an outdoor enthusiast's paradise. Big words.
Paradise, huh? What specifically?
Well, they mention world-class mountain biking trails. That seems to be a huge thing there. And also, serene hiking spots.
So it caters to different speeds of outdoor activity.
Exactly. It suggests, a lifestyle that really extends beyond the 9 to 5. If you value getting outside, sounds like NWA delivers.
And featuring local guides adds that bit of authenticity, I guess, like real people using these trails.
Yeah, precisely. Not just marketing talk.
Okay, so jobs, affordability, great outdoors. What else is in this unique blend?
Well, then there's the arts and culture scene, mentioned in relation to their episode 3.
Interesting. Sometimes you think of growing areas as just focused on business or maybe nature, but arts too.
Right. They talk about a thriving arts scene. The Crystal Bridges Museum gets a specific shout-out.
Oh, I've heard of Crystal Bridges. That's a major museum, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, yeah. And they also mentioned local music festivals. So it's not just one museum. It suggests, a broader cultural environment.
So trying to build a well-rounded community feel.
Seems like it. And again, they apparently interview artists and cultural leaders, giving that firsthand perspective.
Okay, that makes sense. And the final piece they seem to cover, education.
Yeah, education and workforce development. That's episode 4 stuff.
Crucial for long-term growth, you'd think.
Absolutely. They mentioned top-tier schools and also innovative workforce programs. That points towards, thinking about the future, building skills.
So investing in people, basically.
Uh-huh. And they bring in guests from the University of Arkansas, local colleges. Mm-hmm. It really connects the dots between education, jobs, and the economy there.
Right. It paints a picture of a place that's not just growing now, but planning for sustained success. You can see how that would appeal to families or anyone building a career. So, putting it all together, the economy, the outdoors, the arts, the education focus. The Discover Northwest Arkansas podcast really presents this kind of multifaceted appeal, doesn't it?
It really does.
It kind of makes you think, for you listening right now, if you're considering a place, which of these things weighs most heavily? Is it the job market, the chance to hike or bike, the cultural scene, or maybe the schools?
Yeah, what resonates most with you? Because the podcast suggests NWA's growth is really down to this combination. You got the jobs, the reasonable cost of living, the nature, the culture, and the focus on education.
It's quite the package they're describing. And obviously, the Discover Northwest Arkansas podcast itself goes much deeper into all this with interviews and stories.
Right. They aim to give that insider's view.
So if any of this caught your interest, you can check out their podcast. The website has more info, and they even list an email info at discovernwapodcast.com if you have questions or maybe your own NWA story.
Yeah, worth a look if you're curious.
So maybe a final thought to leave folks with. When you picture your ideal place to live, what's the one thing you absolutely prioritize? Is it the economy, the natural environment, the arts?